Good morning or good afternoon, Tigers. This is our second Quizzette video. So again, I'm going to ask you for your patience. I'm still not a pro at using this app just yet, but we will get there. First things first, please write your last name, comma first name on your Quizzette paper. Please write today's date. Today's date, I'm pretty sure, will be January 30th, 2017. And circle your class color. Today we'll say purple. So circle your class color. These questions that you guys see should be review from what we learned last week. So number 1 is fairly easy. It says plot the inequality x is less than or equal to 10. Number 2, you're going to have to do a one-step equation to find what x is less than or equal to. Number 3, it's a two-step inequality because you will not only have to solve for b, you will have to either multiply or divide by another number. Number 4 is also considered a two-step inequality. And number 5 actually is the goal for your 7th grade standard. If you guys look and read your standard, it speaks about real-world or mathematical problem and constructing simple equations and inequalities to solve the problems. So number 5 is the main goal. This right here is all review. So I want you to be pros at this by, I would say, tomorrow or Wednesday. Number 5 is really what we need to focus on because these are the types of questions you are going to see on your standardized test come April. So this is mostly what you should be learning at 7th grade. So again, this is our review. So if you have questions about this right now, you need to speak up and you need to use your math notes and study as much as possible because this is not what you're going to be tested on. It's going to be this. All right. I will stop talking about that and we'll get to the Quizzette now. So our number 1 says x is less than or equal to 10. X is less than or equal to 10. So I'm going to go to my graph. Let me zoom it in just a little bit. Let's see. Okay, so number 1 says x is less than or equal to 10. I'm going to go to 10. I'm going to plot my closed circle. And remember, it's a closed circle. So the circle will look like this when you have an inequality with the equal sign on the bottom. That means that number is included. The solution is included. Now it says x is less than or equal to. This, think of it as an arrow pointing in the left direction. So x is less than or equal to 10. All of the numbers to the left of 10 are going to be less than 10. So you just draw a line this way, and you're done. Now number 2. Number 2 says x minus 5 is less than or equal to 3. So remember, less than or equal to 3. So I'm going to isolate my variable by circling it. I want to do the additive inverse of negative 5, and the additive inverse of negative 5 is positive 5. What I do to one side of the inequality, I have to do to the other side to keep it balanced. Negative 5 plus 5 is just 0, or I can just write x down here. It's less than or equal to 3 plus 5 is 8. So now we can plot this. We can plot this by plotting our closed circle. Let me get a thicker font. So here's our closed circle, and we know that our arrow is pointing to the left, so we know it's going to be something like this on our graph. But we have to find 8 first. I think here's 8. Yep, there's 8. I know some of you last time at the Quizzette video, you guys said that what you like doing the most when I was speaking is beating me at solving these equations, or in this case, our inequalities. So you guys keep doing that if you can. All right, let's move on to number 3. Let's move on to number 3. Sorry, I'm still trying to figure this app out. Okay, so number 3 says, solve and plot the inequality 7b plus 15 is less than or equal to, less than 8. Okay, let's get to writing this. First, we isolate the variable by circling it. Now I have to do the inverse of positive 15. The inverse of positive 15 is negative 15. What I do on one side of the inequality, I do to the other. Now I'm left with 7b is less than. If I have 15 negatives and 8 positives, how many do I have left over? Negative 7. Now I want to isolate my variable again. 7 is being multiplied to b, so what is the inverse of multiplying by 7? Dividing by 7. 7 divided by 7 is 1, but I'm just going to write b. Keep my inequality the same. A positive divided into a negative is a negative. 7 goes into 7 one time. So this is now saying b is less than negative 1. So just look at your chart. What numbers are less than negative 1? Here's negative 1 right here. What numbers are less than? Is 0 less than negative 1? Nope. Is negative 2 less than negative 1? Yes. Is negative 3 less than negative 1? Yes. Is negative 9 less than negative 1? Yes. So you know that these are all possible solutions to our variable b. So I'm going to add an open circle above negative 1 and shade to the left because these are all the possible solutions. Can negative 1 be a solution right here? Can you say negative 1 is less than negative 1? You can't, because that would say negative 1 is less than negative 1. That is not a true statement. Negative 1 is equal to negative 1, but it can never be less than negative 1. So that's why when we say that we have an open circle, what we're saying is this number is not included into the solution because we can't plug in that number to make this statement true. If we plug in negative 1, this statement is false. Therefore, we put an open circle because it's not a solution. So here's my open circle above negative 1. And here is my shading. And that's the graph. Moving on to number 4. Number 4, we have to isolate the variable. What is the opposite of negative 1? Negative 11. Positive 11. What you do on one side, you do to the other. Uh-oh, this number seems a little big. It might not fit on our graph. Let's see. What is negative 11 plus 11? It's just 0. What do we have left over? 4y is greater than or equal to. So remember, this is how I know that it's greater than, because I write it out. Greater. Greater than or equal to 21 plus 11 is 32. You guys can't see when I erased, but I had accidentally written 33 when I meant to write 32. Okay, so now I have to isolate my variable. And 4 is being multiplied to y. So we have to do the inverse of multiplying, and the inverse of multiplying is dividing. And what I do to one side, I do to the other. 4 divided by 4 is 1. But I'm just going to keep my y is greater than or equal to. 4 goes into 32 how many times? Let's see. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32. So how many times does 4 go into 32? 8. Okay, so since we have our equal sign or our greater than or equal to, we automatically know that our circle is going to be closed. Our solution is going to be closed. And it's going to be over 8. Now it's saying y is greater than or equal to 8. So just look at the graph. What numbers are... look at that mistake that I made. I'm going to make this in a different color. If you guys notice, I put my solution on 6, but shouldn't my solution be on 8? Because we're saying y is greater than or equal to 8. But do you see I wasn't paying attention and I accidentally put my solution over 6, but it should be over 8? Make sure you don't make that mistake. So I'm going to do it in a different color now. There we go. This one's not right. This one's right. Now, y is greater than or equal to 8. So, is 2 greater than or equal to 8? No. So, the solutions can't be to the left. The solutions have to be to the right of 8. Another way you can remember it is look at this arrow. Look at this arrow right here. You can draw it. So that tells you what direction to shade. Perfect. Now let's get to the good stuff. Let's get to the real world application. So number 5. Water boils at 212 degrees Fahrenheit. So if you are annotating, you should circle 212 degrees Fahrenheit. And how that looks is just like this, 212 degrees Fahrenheit. Go ahead and write this on your paper. The directions state, write an inequality that is true only for temperatures T that are higher than the boiling point of water. So higher than can be connected to greater than. Greater than. And they're giving us our variable, which is T. And they told us that our boiling point of water is 212 degrees Fahrenheit. So now it's saying write an inequality that is true for temperatures that are higher than the boiling point. So we already know we have T and we have 212 degrees Fahrenheit. So if I want to do greater than, I will put a greater than symbol between them. This right here is your solution. Easy as 1, 2, 3. Here's another hint. Do you guys notice this link right here? khanacademy.org. This is your homework this week. So your homework this week is to watch all of these videos and do the practice questions and write 1 page of notes, 1 to 2 pages of notes. If you guys go and do your homework tonight, number 5 for every single one of the days this week will be super easy for you because you are going to see the solutions on Khan Academy. I'm sorry, I don't know what I'm doing with this document right now. I hope that you understood everything. Make sure you box your answers and that you show all of your work. Have a nice day.